All righty. So here we go. Welcome, welcome, guys. Happy New Year. It's 9 a.m. on Friday, which means we're at Agent Basics. And what we're going to do today, I'm not going to take up a huge amount of y'all's time, but I wanted to just walk through an introduction of what Agent Basics is and why we're here. And some of you guys have kind of started this and are in the middle of it. And some of you guys are just getting started, which is why we thought we'd kick off the new year with the summary, and then we'd get going into the real meat of the learning starting on Fridays going forward. And we'll go over the schedule at the end, so you'll be able to kind of take a picture of what's in store for the next few months and what we're gonna cover. Before we get going, does anyone have any questions? I would love if this were interactive. It's very boring to just listen to me talk. So when you have questions, always put them in the chat, raise your hand, unmute yourself. This is, I guarantee you as a new agent, if you have this question, someone else has the same question. So there are no dumb questions, and someone else for sure has your question if you have one. So anyone have anything before we get going? Nope. All right. Well, don't be shy if you do. Okay. So we are going to talk about what is Agent Basics and why are we doing this? And basically, Briggs Freeman is not a company that is really built for new agents. We have such a wonderful, excellent, turnkey level of services and resources and tools. We're really built for experienced agents that know the business to kind of come here and take their business to the next level. That said, every once in a while, we do come across some really amazing new agents that have a lot of potential, and we wanted to be able to accommodate and teach you guys, right? And so what we did was 5 years ago, we started a program in Fort Worth because we had some really awesome new agents. And over the time, curriculum has expanded, it's evolved. We did some classes really in Fort Worth, and that was what some of our classes are currently based on. And then a few years ago, we started doing just new agent check-ins at Lover's Lane. And we found that was really helpful because it kind of brought all the newer agents together, and you guys got to know each other, which was great. And then you could ask questions of each other. And it also just became when one of you had a question, it was great to go over that question with everyone, and kind of economies of scale, right? It's instead of us telling the same answer 10 times, we could bring everyone together and just go through the topic. And so it helped a lot. And what we did was we took everything we've kind of been doing and made a more formal program, which is what this is, as a set curriculum with set guidelines on how you guys can really learn what you need to know in real estate to do business. You've all been through real estate school and kind of know the rules and what's required, but you haven't necessarily had the experience of taking care of people and providing them really great service. And so that's what we're going to try to teach you here. What are our best practices? So we're going to review strategies and practices around kind of every aspect of real estate. So that's a jump start to you guys reaching elite level status, right? Just kind of rather than, having your clients be guinea pigs and learn along the way, we're going to try to give you this information now so that you kind of have it as you go through these experiences with your clients. Does this make sense? Hopefully, yes. I can't see anyone, so it's a little bit tricky, but speak up if you have questions. Like I said, Briggs Freeman, we're not really a place for kind of part-time agents or agents who aren't really just truly committed to being the best in the business and providing excellent expert level of service. And so we're trying to take those of you who are newer or have less experience and give you this foundation to get you there as quickly as possible. So you all have a ton of potential, and we want to help you maximize it as quickly as possible. And so that's what we're doing. There's lots of different pieces of real estate that you need to be experts about. It's such a tricky business, right? You have to be good communicators, part-time therapists, knowledgeable on the market, good at calculations, anticipating what's going to happen, understanding actual real estate structures. There's so many pieces to it. We're going to kind of break it down and go through it step by step for you guys. So here's a few success stories from our Agent Basics program. Is that we have a Fort Worth agent who sold $5 million their first year. A North agent sold $5 million their first year during COVID, which is awesome. They're now, I think, a $15 or $20 million producer last year, which is amazing. Turtle Creek agent sold $11 million their first year. And then one agent we had that was under $1 million their first year, but then it went to 8, and then it went to 20 in their third year. That's phenomenal, right? Lakewood agent sold 8 and then, almost 13 in their second year. Another Lakewood, like my point here, showing you these numbers is not just to read you numbers, which is what I'm doing, but also to show you it's not easy, but it's very doable to become a top level producer selling, $10 million of real estate a year and making a nice living. Obviously, then we can help you build from there and go to wherever you want to go. But our goal is to get you busy and productive. And at Briggs Freeman, it's our goal that our agents are doing at least 8 transactions a year. That would be kind of the minimum that we would hope. So we're going to try to get you there, and it's very doable. We have the formula, we have the tools, we have the support. So let us help you. There's so many people here that want to help you, and there's so many resources. Just don't be shy to reach out for help. I can point to all of these examples, and like the one thing that I can tell you that these agents all had in mind is that they were very disciplined about it, right? They really went after it and had a goal and reached for it. So you kind of have to be willing to do anything and everything to get started. You can't be above leases. You can't be above phone duty. You can't be above assisting a more experienced agent. You kind of you just want experience at this point. So you got to kind of dive in there and do whatever's offered to you. So I did ask a few of our experienced agents that have been through this program and were started new here and now are really awesome producers, for their advice. And we're going to go through that in a little bit. Some quotes for you guys so that you're not just listening to me talk. You can kind of hear from their mouth, what made them successful. So these are the expectations for our Agent Basics program. And hopefully when you guys were onboarded, you kind of walked through this with your manager. I know you got the new agent expectations and responsibilities where we kind of lay out, this is what we're hoping you will do. And we kind of want to work with you for the first few months and see how it's going and see if we feel like this is going to be kind of productive for everyone. And if we can get you busy, we understand it's a slow start to real estate, of course, and it takes some time, but it's pretty easy for us to tell if someone's kind of putting in the time and effort to get there. So here are our expectations, which is, attending classes and meetings. We have a lot of resources and training here at Briggs Freeman. And as a newer agent that doesn't have a ton of business expectations on them right now, we hope that you are here. Of course, we want you to be doing things to build your business. Sitting in class all day is not going to make you successful, but you should have enough time to catch these classes or watch the recordings when you're unable to. And we are kind of keeping track, but it's attending these meetings, completing the course curriculum, attend all the Monday morning meetings. There's so much good information and those. The company works so hard to make sure that those are valuable for you guys. Go to your in-office meetings. We have our Monday morning meeting on Zoom, but then I know the offices all have their own in-person meetings. Go to those. It's a great way to get to know your manager better, get to know your peers in the office, make yourself available to help them, present professionally, and get some opportunity there and just learn how your office works. Right. And then, meetings with your managers or with me, if you want to discuss what's working, what's not working. Are you stuck? How can we help you? Right. That's the goal. So that's kind of one expectation is show up. Right. I mean, the people that have the most success, treat this like a job and come to the office and are dressed and ready to work, even if they don't have something to do, because you can get yourself busy and there's always something to do in real estate. Okay. So then another one is have a written database. This is a relationship-based business, and our Briggs Freeman real estate philosophy is absolutely one that's relationship-based versus transaction-based. Because if you can get one transaction that turns into a relationship, that should be that relationship tree should bear a lot of fruit for you in terms of referrals and future deals. So you need to have a written database. And if you don't, let me or your manager know, and we can come up with a template for you and help you get going on that. If you have a phone with contacts in it, or you have a holiday card list, you have the start, right? So we can help you get there. Learn the Briggs Freeman tools, lean into the tools. You're paying for them. They're really good. They're best in class, and they will make you better. And while you're newer and have time, I encourage you to kind of learn the tools so that when you get busy, you already are familiar with how everything works. Host at least one open house a month. I know right now on COVID, and with this crazy low inventory, there's not as much happening, but I encourage you as a new agent, that's a great way to meet buyers. And also it's a great way to help out our experienced agents and form relationships with them when they can't do them So I encourage you to do that. You don't have to have your own listing to hold an open house. You can offer to do it for someone else. But I will tell you, if you're going to offer to help an experienced agent in our office, you need to be prepared to perform at like your 125% best, right? Like a lot of our new agents that have been super successful have the attitude that like their clients are our experienced agents here who need help, that are too busy to do random things, but they need someone licensed to help them. And that's where you can show up and do. We have a new agent, and she's like one of our model agents. And I think she did 11 transactions in her first year. And when we were having one of these calls one day, and I just said, how have you been so successful? And she said, all of my business has come from referrals from agents inside of our company where they couldn't quite do this, so they gave it to me. And so I encourage you, if you show up and present professionally and know what you're talking about and communicate really well, like you can get yourself busy pretty quickly here, because there's lots of busy agents that need help. Anyone have questions so far? I'm watching the chat. Can't see faces, unfortunately, but okay, we'll keep going. So get to know your Briggs Freeman team members. Like I said, that means coming to office meetings, coming to these meetings, speaking up. It's a great way to just meet people. There, JB says, act as if the open house is your listing and learn everything you can. She's totally right. Like, be prepared, know the property, know what's for sale around. So if the people show up and they're like, oh, we really wanted a pool, you could say, oh, well, this one doesn't have a pool, but 2 blocks away, this one does, and I'd be happy to show it to you. Yeah, know the property. So that's good. And we have actually a whole open house, 2 different videos about the right way to get business from open houses and do open houses. That's part of this. So learn the market, to JB's point. JB is she was new here several years ago, and now she's like an amazing rock star. So having her on this call is awesome because she can chime in and help. But learn the market. So preview homes. We do Briggs Freeman tours on, at least in Dallas, we tour on Mondays, our own listings. I encourage you to go and get to know our listings, so that when you're doing phone duty and someone calls in about that house, like you toured it last week and you can be like, oh, it's amazing. Like, let me show it to you. And you really sound like you know what you're talking about. It will also help you, understand the comps. If you toured the house, last Monday, and in 6 months you sell a house and you remember that this is a sold comp, you'll understand the comps better. So it's just a way to learn the market is to tour and preview homes. And then you're also supporting your fellow agents. When you show up and tour, they can tell their sellers, we had 30 Briggs Freeman agents pass through, right? It's a way to support and help other agents help you. Have written goals and a business plan. So I think it's really, really, obviously when you're new, it's a little bit tricky. You're kind of operating in a vacuum, but it's important to have some type of goal. And if you're not sure what that should look like let's sit down and talk about it, or sit down with your manager and talk about it. What's my volume goal? What's my units goal? How much money do I want to make? You can think about it in a few different ways, but you should have a goal and you should have a plan, even if you're brand new. And we have plans for you that you can work on. So it's not like you have to come up with all of this stuff yourself. But we want to check in with you and see how it's going compared to your plan and what you're working on. Another expectation is read the Ninja Selling Book and eventually attend an installation. Our installation here is next week. It's actually sold out, but there's Sotheby's Ninja installations all over the United States, all over the year if you wanted to go sooner, but we always do it here at least once a year in the beginning of the year. So read Ninja Selling. It's a wonderful, wonderful philosophy and foundation. And so much of our Briggs Freeman tools are built around the Ninja mindset and philosophy. So it's really, really important. And then learn and adopt the Briggs Freeman way. So anyone have questions about any of these? Is any of this a surprise? We feeling good?
No, just a quick question.
Sure.
What are the logistics? I'd like to go ahead and get a Ninja installation, on my schedule.
Uh-huh.
And I've just got set up on your tools, like a day or so ago. So you do that using that little link in your office, or if this is a premature question, I'll hold it and I can catch it.
No, it's a great question. It's a great question. I'm sure someone else has it too. So what I would do if I were you is I would buy the book and read the book. And
yeah,
then,
I've already got the book and stuff. I just want, I want to be proactive and get the stuff on my calendar, even if it's 3
Yeah.
months out or 6
No,
months.
that's great. So there's if you go to ninjaselling.com, they have events. They have like an events page and you can see all the installations that they have scheduled. I would encourage you to go to one that's being offered by Sotheby's, because we get like a special Sotheby's branded version with special awesome trainers that know the Sotheby's brands. So you'll see a lot of events. Pick one that's happening at a Sotheby's location. I would say in your first year, obviously, I think the installation here is about $1,000. And then if you're going to travel, that becomes more expensive in your first year. That may not be realistic. It's not like you can't start real estate until you've gone through Ninja. There's different philosophies. Some agents are like, I just want to start and do it right away, which is great. Some agents are like, I want to get a few transactions under my belt and learn the business a little bit better so that I have a little bit more context, which is also great. You can wait a while. You could do it next year, Richard here, or you could pick one like, in a few months somewhere else. So I don't want you guys to feel pressured that like you must go to Ninja right away. Like it's totally fine to get your bearings, get your feet under your belt, understand the business a little bit better, be in it for a while, and then go. So there's no emergency. We hope that you guys do it within the first 1 or 2 years that you're here. So thank you, Moji. Moji's the best. She just shared all the events.
Got it from her. Thanks. Bye.
Awesome. Okay, cool. That's a great question. Anyone else have anything? Okay, cool. So this is the Briggs Freeman way. And so what this is basically, these are just, affirmative statements about what our agents are doing. And this is not that every agent is doing every one of these things every day, but in general, these are what our top producers do. And this is the mindset that they have. This is a lot. So like I said, you're not doing this all every day. It's just kind of, these are all of the things we would hope that you would do. And it's, I operate with honesty, transparency, and integrity. I'm an educated expert in real estate. I know my market. I prepare and follow a business plan. I prepare and follow a marketing plan. I know my business and my database. I treat everyone with respect and professionalism, including clients, agents, vendors, and staff. That's really, really important. I use our CRM technology, which is our BF Engage software. I use our ready-made digital assets for marketing. I go to sales meetings and tours. I'm a full-time professional and I set my goals high. I understand the Sotheby's International Realty brand and and Briggs Freeman's 10 Reasons Why. I embrace the on-purpose, positive, and abundant selling approach of Ninja Selling. I work the Sotheby's International Realty Global Network and make valuable connections. I'm involved in my local community. I'm a positive and supportive member of our Briggs Freeman family, and I support our collaborative culture. And then at the bottom here is the Briggs Freeman mission statement. We live to give the extraordinary in all we do as we serve our clients, community, and world. So that's just kind of a summary of like what we're hoping our full-time professional agents are doing and the way that they are. We just call it the Briggs Freeman way. So we just wanted you guys to see that. I don't know how many of you guys have even seen that before, but it's just a good, helpful guideline of what we hope our top tier elite level producers do. So any questions there? Okay, so I'm just going to go over what are the resources and tools that we have here for you. And there's a bunch. And, I think it's easy to get overwhelmed in real estate. I also think it's easy to get like kind of paralysis of like, what should I be doing right now? Right. Especially if you're transitioning from like a full-time job. And now the week is your oyster here and you have to kind of structure your own week. There's lots of things you can be doing. And we actually have structured our programs that on Monday mornings, you should be going to the Briggs Freeman office meeting. On Tuesday mornings, you might have your own office meeting at least once a month. And then on Friday mornings, you're going to have agent basics. So we're giving you a little bit of structure to your week. And then there's classes offered in different marketplaces. There's tours at different times. So you can put some structure to your week. The Ninja approach is to work on your business in the morning and work in your business in the afternoon, which means in the morning, you're doing your business building, lead generation, phone calls, note writing, that kind of stuff. Then in the afternoon, you're meeting with clients, inspectors, that kind of stuff, showing, et cetera, et cetera. But resources and tools for you. Let's just walk through these. Of course you have your sales manager. We are like so lucky here at Briggs Freeman. We have such an awesome manager in place in the offices. I think everyone's a broker. I'm an attorney. Angela's an attorney. There's tons of people here that can help you. And you should lean into all of them, but definitely your manager is your ally. So check in with them regularly. We want to help you, but we'll absolutely want to help people that are really helping themselves and fighting for it, right? So real estate can be lonely. So be sure to make a group. And that's part of what these Friday morning meetings are, is that you guys will get to know each other a little bit too. So, you know, these are your people, your sales manager, your mentors. You should, if you don't have one assigned already, we would like to assign to all of our newer agents a mentor who will kind of advise you and take you under their wing and show you kind of how the business done. Just give you someone who's actively practicing real estate to ask questions to. You have me and Moji. I'm manage the Agent Basics program. Moji does a lot of our trainings. Moji's experience, and Moji, you can pipe up here if you want, is she joined us from the Collin County Association of Realtors. She is a wealth of resource on all sorts of things real estate related and all of the tools we have at Briggs Freeman and from the board. So she's so awesome and so patient. So we're very grateful to have her. You want to say anything, Moji? I want to put you on the spot. Okay.
Sure. Hi, everyone. So as Zareen was saying, I do come from the association world. So if you have any questions regarding your education, what's required, if you have any questions, just kind of navigating, you know, your track record, I can walk you through all that, the different tools that you'll use, Netris, MLS. If I don't have the answer, I know who to text on my phone to instantly kind of help you out or look at your information if something's been flagged. And then we have a host of different classes. So if there's any questions about anything, or you're interested in certain types of classes to kind of help you, I work with all the, you know, our in-house instructors, and then also with the CE classes that I organize for everyone. I kind of work with that. So if there's classes that you are interested in and you don't see it on the calendar, just shoot me an email and I'll be able to assist you with that. And like I said, you know, you'll be hearing from Zareen and myself. I'll send out newsletters whenever we have particular classes I think will be of interest to you. And I think that's about it, Zareen.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Thank you. Moji's the best, guys. She's so helpful. So definitely reach out to her. She's a great resources. So then we have your agent services manager, and what that is that's the liaison to the marketing department for you. And for Turtle Creek agents, that's Catherine Henry. She's here in the office. And for the agents in our other offices, it's Sherry Sprecher, and she travels around and goes to the different offices on different days and also can meet you via Zoom. They're both really, they know our marketing department and what we have to offer very well. So when we tell our agents, if you know your own business very well in your own sphere, when you come together, they can really help you figure out what's the right strategy and plan specifically for your business, and then help you execute it, right? So that they're an amazing resource. And even if you're at the beginning of your business and you don't have any listings to shout about, and you aren't sure what to do, and you don't have a budget, there's a lot that you can be doing that's built in here to build yourself up. And they can help you with that. So, and we have a class about marketing, but just to let you guys know, they would love to sit down and kind of help you get going. So another important one is your peers and each other, like everyone on this call. I think we have around 40 to 50 people on our Agent Basics list right now. So there's a large group of you guys, and you know, it's kind of like a pledge class. You kind of come up together, and you're always a good resource for each other. So experienced agents, right? When you come to the office, you will just being around agents doing business and hearing them doing business is a great way to help. And then presenting yourself professionally, they may ask you to help them. And that's a great way to kind of get going. Coming to the offices, all of our offices are beautiful, and they each have kind of their own vibe and personality, but I encourage you to come to the office and just spend time up there and give yourself a schedule of when you're going to be working. And I know JB does this and thinks that it's really helpful. Just being around other people doing business will rub off and help you learn. So then, of course, the classes that we're doing on Friday mornings, our Agent Basics classes and our meetings, we'll do like a Q&A meeting sometimes where we don't have like specific content. We just want to visit. And then our tools, right? And there's a lot to learn, but lean into them, take the classes when they're offered so that you may not have business to do in them yet, but when you do, at least you'll be slightly familiar. So, BF Office, of course, our home base for anything you need to find, recordings, the Success Center, links to trainings and resources and the calendar and things like that. It's all there. BF Engage, which is, our transaction management, our CRM, our marketing platform. Sotheby's Access. This is the Sotheby's tool where there's all things like Sotheby's related. That's a great tool. So make sure you can get into that. BFSR Connect. That's where you can go and log in and look at your specific, transaction history, your marketing history. It's kind of where we keep our data. And then of course the Success Center, which is where we have recordings of all of these classes. So all of these classes that we're going to go through have been done before and have been recorded. And we try to record them every time we do them so that it's fresh, current content, but you can always go back if we don't have, the financing class on the schedule for 3 weeks and you need to know right now, you can go watch the video of it and it's going to be pretty good information for you. And the Success Center is off of BF Office. And I like to use just the keyword search. So if you're looking go to the Success Center and search, there's a search bar at the top and just type financing, and any content we have that's related to financing will pop up and you can click on it. And then the Ninja Selling Book, of course, and the touring opportunities. And I'm stressing that again, just because that's a great way to, it's a great way to learn the market and also a great way to meet other agents that are out there touring. So any questions about any of these? Any of the managers on here? Am I missing anything? No. Okie doke. Okay, so this is probably the most interesting part of my little spiel here, and we're almost to the end. But I asked some of our agents, what are your best tip? What's your best tip for getting ahead? I asked some of our super successful agents that started their business here and were new, and this is what they said. One of them said, beg the older agents to let you help with absolutely anything, real estate or not. They will give you business if they know you work hard and you do a good job for them. I think that's true. The key is doing a good job, right? You can't just say, sure, I'll do your open house and then kind of fumble it. If you're going to volunteer to do an open house for someone else, you need to, know what you're doing about the sign, know how to get into the house, communicate, keep track of everything, follow up after, just do a really great job and they'll be like, she was amazing, and keep reaching out to you. Have your elevator pitch of why and how whatever your previous career was help prepare you for your new real estate career. Showing the skill set crossover and proving that you already have years of valuable prior experience versus just being brand new can help legitimize your new experience. And the agent that gave me that tip had been in, I think it was some type of pharmaceutical sales. And so they had a good example of how they crossed over and why, and it worked for them. So I think that's a good thing to think about. This is another one. Figure out an authentic way to continually reach out to your sphere, whether it's newsletters, front porch drop-offs, email blasts, etc. Your sphere may not view you as a real estate agent yet, and they probably aren't ready to buy or sell right at this moment anyways, and that's fine. Continue to stay in front of them in whatever ways feel authentic to you as you build a reputation as an experienced agent. When they are ready to buy or sell, you will be top of mind because you have already laid the groundwork and are consistently staying in front of them. And I love this idea because I think a lot of people, one of the hardest things about real estate is when you are licensed and you're ready to go, and then your friend doesn't choose to use you, or they you go to lunch and they're like, oh yeah, we bought a house last week. And you're like, excuse me, I'm in real estate now. And that happens. It's going to happen. Sometimes it happens in small scale. Sometimes it happens in big scale. It's going to happen to all of us. It's happened to me. It just is part of real estate. So you got to kind of develop a thick skin about that and don't take it personally. But I think this is great advice because at the beginning, your business you might get a deal from family or a really close friend, but realistically, you'll probably pick up business from another agent, or you'll pick up a buyer at an open house, or you'll pick up a buyer off of phone duty. And you can use those deals as validators, but in the meantime, with your sphere, just keep in touch with them, and show them that you're doing business. You don't have to be getting their business right away. Just show them that you're a professional. They're probably going to be the hardest people to convince. My brother was my most difficult client because I had zero credibility with him because I was his little sister, right? When I first got my license. So one of the last tips was know the inventory on the market. And I love this too. This is about you guys being experts, right? I think a lot of realtors out there that don't practice real estate full time kind of just pull comps and figure it out. And that's not, we want you guys to be able to be like, oh, in that neighborhood, you know, the price per square foot is generally here and a 4-bedroom is going to sell between this and this. And we want you to know, and you'll sound like an expert. The more you know, the more confident you're going to be, the more people are going to trust you, right? And see you as the expert. So this advice is know the inventory on the market. That means attend office tour, MLS tours in areas you want to farm or help friends buy into. It's always nice to have a couple of properties to chat about with them, even when they might not be formally looking. But just know that you're keeping an eye on the market or an area they might want to move to. And so this starts setting the bar to show you as an educated agent who can help them, right? So basically, if you're doing the work and becoming like a truly knowledgeable agent, that's going to be abundantly clear to the people around you, and they're going to trust you and see that you really know what you're doing. So any questions about any of these? Pretty straightforward. Okay, so then the next question that I asked them is, what do you know now that you wish that you knew then? I think this is good advice. Don't ease up the gas when you start selling a little bit. Keep a decent balance with work and life. Really, in this industry, it's about one thing: showing up and doing the work consistently. The second you let up the gas, it shows. And that is wise advice from someone who's not been in the business for a very long time. I have experienced agents that'll be like, oh, I'm in a slump right now. And they'll be like, but I know it's because I didn't do the work a couple months ago, right? Like what we're doing now, we're planting seeds for the future. So just, you know, don't let up. This one, take as many training classes as you can without CE credit. It helps to do it in person when possible. Republican Allegiance title offer great ones. There's lots to learn as you go, and it's hard to ask agents who don't keep up with the changes. So better to be your own expert in info, not just when working on actual transactions. And this is great advice. Like, I think there's so much to learn. And if you're a classroom learner, this is awesome. I do want to warn you against like being in trainings all the time as an avoidance tactic for getting out there and doing the work or making the phone calls to actually get the business, right? So it's a good balance. You definitely need to be taking the trainings and learning, but you also have to kind of just do the work to pick up the phone and write your letters and send out your newsletters and kind of do things to get business also. So this is a good one. Go to the office, have at least 2 days a week to be there and interact with agents. I think this is true. It's a good way to just get to know people, present yourself professionally, be around the business, understand what's going on. The next one, do phone time. It helps give you admin time when not taking calls. This is a perfect one. I always say, if you're going to be up at the office anyway, like sign up for phone duty and maybe you'll get a call. I mean, because of our Sotheby's affiliation and the great listings we have, like we do get people that call in and ask about a property that they saw the sign, or that just call because it's Sotheby's and say, we're thinking about selling our house. So I encourage you to take phone duty when you can. Before you do that, you need to educate yourself and watch the training courses that we have about it so that you know what you're doing. Okay, so then next good advice. What do you know now that you wish you knew then? Work open houses. Your weekends are no longer free time. If you are a full-time agent, the busiest time is Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Plan on it now and dive in. There you go. Okay, and then this last one, be patient and just keep getting in front of your sphere. It may start slow, but you will gain traction and it will pay off. Don't be nervous to market your successes. Leases, CMAs, any transactions you are working on, post them. Let people know you are busy and working. Fake it till you make it. Your overall reputation will help bridge the gap while you're still trying to move from green agent to experienced agent. People just want to work with someone they trust and that will do a great job for them. They don't necessarily care, nor will they ask about the number of solds on your resume. And I think that's a great point. I also think that's one of the reasons that you have a mentor, is that if someone says like how many of these deals you can done, you can say, well, you can say I'm newer to the business, but my partner has been in the business since 2010 or whatever it is, or the agent that I work with, who's your mentor, has been in the business since 2010. And you also have, huge tons of backstops behind you and your manager and me and Angela. So there's a little bit of fake it till you make it. And I know some people hate saying that, but I will tell you that real estate, there's agents that have been in the business for 20 years that they still learn things. There's still certain sentences of the contract that they don't know until they have an issue that comes up relating to that sentence, right? So you're always learning in this business. If you wait until you feel 100% confident, it's going to take you a really long time to get your business off the ground. So there's a little bit of jump and know that it'll work out, and also know that you have a lot of safety nets under you and behind you with your Briggs Freeman team. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Any questions about any of these? Anyone have anything to add? Okay. All right, we're almost done. You guys are being super patient, so bearing with me. Okay, so this is my guru on the screen right now. His name is Jim Miller. He's actually my peer at Jameson Sotheby's International Realty in Chicago. Interestingly, Jameson is also owned by Peerage, who is now one of our partners here at Briggs Freeman, and they're a phenomenal company. Jim is an amazing guy. He's their managing broker, and also he's a coach and a trainer, and he's just an awesome guy. He does a Monday morning pep talk, he calls it. That's what MMPT stands for. They're not usually very long. This one I have on the screen here is a really, really great listen. And I mean, I listen to him every week. I think he's great. He's really, really focused on helping the agents in his office who want to become elite level producers and do the work, become those producers. And he and I do a lot of same stuff. They're doing 12-week year. We do 12-week years. So he's great. But the episode specifically from Monday, August 23rd, if you're newer to the business, is an awesome listen. So I encourage you guys to find him on, I listen to him on Apple Podcasts, but his website is askjimmiller.com. Listen to this. It's really, really a good one. You will come to know that I'm an avid podcast listener and Audible book listener as well. So, but he's a great one to listen to every week, but specifically here for you guys that are newer, it's a really good one. So any questions about him? Or hopefully you took a picture of that or write it down. Okay. So we're almost done. Next steps. Hopefully we want you to have a one-on-one meeting in the next few weeks just to check in. Like in the month of January, you should have a business plan. You should say like, this is my goal for the year. Like, let's get going. This is a perfect time to do this, is check in with me or your manager, and let's just come up with the plan for you. Right. So that you feel like you have what you need to get going and you're not feeling overwhelmed or clueless or like you don't know where to start. Good. Okay, so then complete the Agent Basics curriculum over the next few months. These classes are always Friday at 9 a.m. over Zoom. So you can tune in from anywhere. I think it would be awesome if you got together with other people in your office and met at the office and watched it together, and someone brings breakfast. That's a good way for you guys to get to know each other. It's like make a little group that can be your kind of team, not your official team, but just your partners in crime while you're learning the business. It's always Friday mornings at 9. And, you should be busy getting ready for the weekends on Friday. So it's a good day to come be in the office. Our meetings attendance, when I say meetings attendance, that's what I mean by these classes. So, monthly check-ins with your manager, just to make sure, see how you're doing. We want to make sure that within 6 months, your business is either taken off or is on the road to taking off, and we can see that that's going to happen. So, I'm giving you guys this runway and all this training and support. So, yes, Michelle's asking, can we provide a list of who the new agents are? Absolutely. You can also, when you go into your email, there's an Agent Basics distribution list. So if you just type in Agent Basics at Briggs Freeman and expand it, you would be able to see, but I can also send you a list. Michelle, that's a great question. And what we have, anyone that's been licensed for less than 2 years is automatically on this list. And then there's a fewer agents that maybe they got licensed a while ago, but weren't practicing full time or what have you, that might also be in there. So, but we'll share the list with you. That's a great question. And then, check in with your mentor. The mentors kind of know what they're supposed to be doing, but we want you to really be in close contact with them. They're going to be a huge source of support and guidance and education for you guys. So any other questions about that? Do we feel like we know what we should be doing right now, at least? Hopefully. Okay, so here's the training calendar for Agent Basics. And these are all Friday mornings at 9. there's a few days off in here for like, if it's the Friday before a holiday weekend or spring break or anything like that. But for the most part, it's going to be Fridays at 9. I'll always send a calendar invite with kind of the topic. But once you register for once, you should be registered for all of them. So today was January 7th, Introduction to Agent Basics. Next Friday, because it's Ninja, we're not going to have a class, but so we'll start in 2 weeks with working with buyers part 2. We're starting with part 2 because we did part 1 at the end of last year, but we'll finish with part 1. It really doesn't matter which comes first. So January 21st, working with buyers part 2. Then we'll do what every agent should know about financing, pricing of property, completing the 1 to 4, a mock closing with a title company, and they'll answer kind of all your title questions, how to ace your marketing with our marketing department, leases, managing your real estate business. That's a new class. It's basically going to be like, what's the right way? You're an independent contractor now. Like each of you has just started your own business as a realtor. So it's like, what's the right way to manage this for tax purposes, for keeping organized, for setting yourself up for success? Winning the listing. Our listings class is a 3-part series: winning the listing, managing the listing. And then there's also a listing resources class. That one's not going to be on Friday morning at 9, but it will be within the next few months. So we'll remind you guys to go to that one when it's happening. Art of the Deal, which is basically like, okay, what do I do now that I have this under contract? And then, working with buyers part 1. So this covers a lot of territory. All of these classes are recorded and in the Success Center if there's one you want to watch now. Does anyone have any questions? That's all I got, really.
Hey, it's Blake here. I had a quick question to go back to kind of all the successful agents you talked about earlier. I already have a great marketing calendar set up with Catherine. I was trying to see if there's any kind of way to see kind of those agents' calendars for, proof of concept, see what they did, I guess compare what I have planned and set up as well, just kind of see what other people are doing for their marketing kind of throughout the year.
Yeah, we have, I highly encourage you guys. Rachel Finkbonner came and joined us as an experienced agent that was new here. And if you search for the video of her, the day that she came and visited with us, she's so funny. She worked so hard. She was actually sitting in her car outside of a house at an inspection. But if you Google, or not Google, go to the Success Center and search up Rachel Finkbonner and watch her video, and she shares her marketing kind of calendar. But here's the deal, like everyone markets a little bit differently. She does she doesn't do very much print. She does mostly like client appreciation and pop buys. And she does a lot of social media herself. So that's her plan. Your plan may be totally different depending on how you do your business, who your sphere is, and what's organic to you. So it's not like we can say like, every single one of these agents did all of these things. Like it's going to be a little bit different for everyone. So if you know your sphere and your business very well, our marketing department can come up with something strategic and consistent that should be specific to you. Does that help? But I will send, as a follow-up, I'll find the link to Rachel's recording, and she gave us kind of a little preview of what she does, her marketing. But there you go. Moji's the best. Thank you, Moji.
Thank you.
It's a really good one, but it's a great question. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone, but I agree. It always helps to have a go by. And then also thing about Briggs Freeman is that like, we're a really collaborative place and people want to help you and they want you to succeed, including the experienced agents. So people are pretty good about sharing.
Definitely. Okay. I can always cherry pick other people's ideas from the best and kind of combine them to be my own.
Amen. That's the way to do it. Make it organic to you.
Love it.
Okay. So it's 9:45. That's all I have. I hope this was helpful. I know it was just kind of a summary and we didn't have a lot of meat today, but in 2 weeks on Friday, we'll meet. And all of these classes that you're looking at are taught by our either me or our amazing managers. And it's good stuff. So 2 weeks from now, we will meet on Friday at 9 via Zoom, and Pamela is going to walk us through working with buyers part 2, which is kind of the actual like working with them. It's not so much the paperwork. It's like, how do you really take care of a buyer? Right. So that's all I got. Anyone have any questions? Nope. Well, thank you for showing up. I'm super, super excited about Agent Basics. We got really good feedback. We rolled it out last year and we got good feedback, and hopefully this helps. So Richard's asking, where is this presentation? We'll take their recording and we'll post it in the Success Center, and I'll also share the link with everyone in Agent Basics. So you'll get the link just in your inbox to this. Okay. All right, guys, I'm excited. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.